Ryerson's Victoria Building was built in 1967. Although the building was designed decades ago, its ability to provide proper accessibility will be determined throughout this video.
As you first enter the building, one of the biggest issues the building lacks is its ability to provide proper guidance for those who are visually impaired. For starters, none of the rooms in the building have brailles attached onto their signs. This is a significant issue for people who are visually impaired to try and find their way to classrooms, washrooms, and elevators. The only signage that contains brailles is the stairs and interior elevator buttons. However, it is also important to note that the material used for the sign on the second floor staircase is falling apart as a result of unreliable and weak material. As one comes out of the elevator, there is no floor indicators on the leading edge of the entrance door or the landing frame to pinpoint what floor they are on. In addition to their washrooms not having any proper braille letterings, it appears that each floor only has an accessible washroom for one gender. The first floor only has an accessible washroom for females, while the second floor only has an accessible washroom for males, and this pattern continues from the first floor to the sixth floor. This leaves a further disadvantage for those in wheelchairs because they would have to travel to another floor to use a washroom.
These problems can be fixed rather easily with a few adjustments, which will ultimately transform the Victoria Building into a much more accessible place to learn. By adding signs with braille letterings beside all classrooms, washrooms, and elevator entrances, people who are visually impaired can identify where they are going. These signs should also be made with durable material so it lasts for a long period of time. In regard to the washroom problem, one simple way to fix this is to provide a neutral accessible washroom to each floor so people do not have to travel from one floor to another.
If we implement these changes to the Victoria Building, we can assure that Ryerson will be accessible to those with disabilities by 2025.